Doc?
Lucy. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting you.
Well, should I have called first? You're right. I should have called first, but I didn't. But I should have. But I needed to see you right away.
It's okay. Come on in.
Okay. Thanks.
What's up?
Well, Scott and I are leaving for New York tomorrow.
Business or pleasure?
Actually, business. We are going to David Bordisso's hometown to try and find out why in the world this man is trying to ruin us.
It's a good idea. Anything I can do to help?
Actually, I thought there might be, maybe, just a little something, perhaps.
Sure, what is it?
Okay, when Eve was having lunch with D.V., did he tell her anything that might help us?
Wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute. Eve had lunch with D.V. when?
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't.
I'm kind of surprised that Eve didn't tell you about having... Well, I guess I'm not all that surprised. Anyway, Scott ran in to D.V. and Eve while they were having lunch at the Port Charles Grill.
Hello?
Hi. Come on in.
So you're going away with Sebastian, aren't you?
Yes, I am, Matt.
Open. Open.
Good. Even better than it would have been last night if we'd actually gotten around to eating dessert. Or dinner, for that matter.
Oh, you're good, Courtney. Real good. Good at giving your partner the shaft.
Last night was wonderful. It was the first time I felt like I didn't have to hold anything back from you.
Well, I'm glad you finally decided to tell me the truth.
It's such a relief to have somebody to talk to about what Frank's been doing to me.
Well, I knew Frank was desperate, but I never thought he'd resort to blackmailing you.
I would have never done it if Frank hadn't threatened to turn me into the IRS for the Canellis money.
Well, guy's a lunatic.
Oh, that's only half of it. Frank's a walking time bomb. I never knew when he was going to explode.
You sold me out. You lied to me. You betrayed me.
Just one question, Courtney. Would you mind explaining something you said last night?
Gotcha, Courtney.
Oh, no.
How did Frank find out about the money the Canellis family gave you under the table?
Well, Frank and I have never been friends. He was always, snooping around in my business affairs. That's probably how he found out about the money. Then he threatened to turn me into the IRS if I didn't help him by posting as Marcia Cooper at the bank.
Well, where did the money from the Marcia Cooper account come from?
I don't know.
Do you, think it was Julie's? I mean, her old man must have left her something. Frank and Julie were pretty close. If anyone would know how to get her money, he would.
Courtney, you had better not give him that.
Frank never said anything about the source of the money.
Then, why didn't you come to me when Frank started blackmailing you?
Oh, I should have come to you. But no offense. I didn't know if I could trust you.
No, there's no offense taken.
You probably don't trust me anymore after everything I've told you.
You're right. I don't.
Okay, Courtney, now what?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, wait. Don't take that personally. No, you see, I don't trust anybody. Somebody taught me that a long time ago. We have more important matters to discuss.
Do you always kiss people you don't trust?
Kissing you and trusting you have nothing to do with each other.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
So Eve didn't tell you about her lunch date with DV. You know, it makes me wonder what else she hasn't told you.
Well, it's not like she has to report to me.
You're right. It's just that it seems to me that having lunch with DV sort of falls into that should have told you category.
Do you honestly believe that I'm happy about it?
Oh, no. Doc, no. I understand, believe me. I knew it. I knew she wasn't telling us everything.
Eve's lunch with DV isn't really what's bothering me. It's your behavior.
This is not about some sort of personal vendetta. I'm here because of my business. I need my business, and my reputation has been ruined because of DV, and Jax is being ruined, and Scott is having troubles, and it's all because Eve knows this person. Eve knows DV. She felt comfortable enough to have lunch with him.
You don't know that.
What I do know is Eve has information about DV, information she is hiding from everybody, including you.
I think it's time for you to go.
Fine. Listen, I know that you're not comfortable discussing Eve with me. That's okay, but I need you to know. Kevin, believe me, I did not come over here to assassinate whatever character Eve has. I didn't. I will just show myself out.
Dr. Eve Lambert, please. It's Dr. Collins. Do you know what time she'll be back? Would you have her call me as soon as she comes in? She has the number.
Matt, I'm not going for good. I'm coming back to Port Charles.
Are you?
Of course. I wouldn't even be going if Sebastian wasn't dying. It's his last wish.
But you're not going just because he's dying.
I do feel something for Sebastian. But there is no way I can sort it all out unless I go. Please, Matt, understand.
Don't go.
I'm not going with Sebastian forever. Or not even for a very long time. I'll be back just as soon
As soon as he dies. I don't want you going away with any man for even one day. What if an old girlfriend told me that she was dying? And then she wanted me to go away with her for an indefinite period of time.
I hope that I would understand that there were extenuating circumstances.
Well, I guess you're just a bigger person than I am.
Matt, I have to do this. This has nothing to do with us. This has nothing to do with how much I love you.
You do what you have to do. So will I. And I won't be waiting for you when you get back.
Matt, don't do this.
I can't wait here for you and keep my self-respect.
So that's it. It's over just like that?
Don't go to New Orleans.
I have to.
And I guess we're over. Just like that.
Somebody taught you not to trust people, huh? Who was that? An ex-girlfriend?
My father taught me everything I know about trust.
I take it you two weren't close.
Well, sometimes. Easy come, easy go. That was my dad's favorite lesson. Pretty much the only thing a con man can teach his son. That and how to actually use your child in a con game.
Your father used you to run scams?
When I was 14, my dad, good old Henry, was selling stolen fur coats. He needed the money to pay off loan sharks. Liked to gamble, but he wasn't exactly what you would call Lucky.
It sounds rough.
He used me as a go-between for the buyers. Said it was a perfect setup. Father-son sales team.
You must have been scared, huh?
No, not at all, actually. I mean, I was working with my dad, having the time of my life. Pretty soon we were removing a lot of coats. The problem was, the more we made, the more Dad gambled.
So the more he owed the loan sharks.
Exactly. There was one particular loan shark that he was always mouthing off to. And the guy tolerated it as long as my dad paid him off. But disrespecting a loan shark isn't very smart.
Something tells me this story doesn't have a happy ending.
Well, things were going along, business as usual, you know. When one day I forgot to take the original sales tag off one of the coats, the buyer noticed and realized it was stolen, and that was it. You know, word spread and business just dried up. When this loan shark came looking for Henry Ramsey, he found young Chris Ramsey instead. He beat the hell out of me, just to teach my dad a lesson.
Chris, that's horrible. Did you go to the police?
Oh, no, of course not. And I was glad my dad got away. If he had been caught, he would have been arrested, and I would have wound up in juvenile hall.
Then what did you do?
Just tracked my dad and my siblings down to a rundown motel. You know, I thought he'd be happy to see me.
But he wasn't.
No, he blamed me for things going bad. You know, he said he left me behind because I was the one who blew it. And I deserved the beating because I was careless.
You know, I can't believe any father would ever treat his son that way. No matter what the reason.
Yeah, well, Henry Ramsey taught me never to expect anything from anyone. That way I'd never be disappointed.
All packed and ready to go.
Come on.
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm good as gold. What did you put in these bags? Your own Mardi Gras float?
Oh, I wasn't sure what the weather was going to be like this time of year in New Orleans, so I sort of packed, let's see, a coat, shorts, boot, sweater, sort of one of everything.
Sounds like you packed in a hurry.
I did.
Before you changed your mind?
That's not the reason.
Did you tell Matt that you were coming with me?
I did.
Look, Ellen, I know that you are making a tremendous sacrifice to spend this time with me. And I'm very grateful. But if you want to back out, you still can.
No. I want to go. I'm hoping in time that Matt will understand.
And what if he doesn't?
I just keep thinking about what you once said about how you wanted to make the world stop. I want that, too. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You know, Sebastian, you don't have to pretend with me. Oh. Hello, this is Dr. Ellen Burgess. I have a medical emergency over at the Port Charles Hotel, room 611. Please hurry.
Hello?
Hi. So what was so important it couldn't wait until I got home?
I heard you had lunch with DV.
It's true, I did.
Are you all right? I mean, he didn't threaten you or anything, because if he did, my fist has already had a taste of his jaw, and I'm sure I wouldn't mind a second helping.
I appreciate your concern.
I should have told you about the meeting with DV. The truth is, I went to see him to see if I could help Scott and Lucy.
How?
Well, if he was targeting them because of me, I thought maybe I could get him to back off. But he's not. He's after them because of the dress line. They're his competition. God help poor Scott and Lucy. Did Scott tell you about the meeting?
No. Actually, Lucy stopped by.
So Lucy came to see you about a meeting I had.
She said she was concerned for her company.
Yeah, I'm sure.
In any event, I let her know that snooping around in your life isn't appreciated.
Thanks for defending me, Kevin.
No need to thank me. I'd defend you anywhere, anytime. I'll see you tonight.
Bye.
Dr. K to radiology. Dr. Lori K to radiology.
So tell me, Lucy, what business is it of yours who I have lunch with?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's my business. That's exactly what it is. My business, my Serena line and Jack's Cosmetics. They are mine, and DV's trying to take them away from me.
I warned you to stay away from DV.
Great. You're full of good advice, but you have no answers. I want an answer. What did you learn at lunch with DV? What did he say?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's great. So you spent a whole entire lunch with the man, and you got nothing out of him. You know, you got to give me a little more credit here.
No, Lucy, give me a little credit. I had lunch with DV to try and help you and Scott.
To try and help us? That's exactly why you kept the lunch a secret? I don't think so. There's something wrong with this whole picture here.
Forget it. Nothing I say is going to make a difference. So believe what you want.
Dr. Carvey.
Okay. I'll tell you what I believe, and I don't care what anybody else says. You are hiding something. And the reason DV came to Port Charles is not because of me, it's because of you.
No, DV came to Port Charles to ruin you. Nothing more. So I'd prepare yourself if I were you.
No, you're wrong. You're the one who needs to prepare, because Scott and I, we're going to defeat DV, and when we do, there will not be any secrets left standing.
Hey. So, what happened here? Practicing for a tournament?
Target practice. Did you enjoy your evening? A little wine, a little dinner, a little backstabbing. Hope you enjoy being with Chris, because you can kiss your future with Joe. Goodbye.
Oh, come on, Frank. Don't you get it? I had to come up with a good lie to win back Chris's trust. That's the only reason why I copped to posing as Marcia Cooper.
That wasn't a lie. You just didn't because I blackmailed you.
The best lies always have a little bit of truth in them. Besides, I think Chris already knew I was posing as Marcia. He would never let me get close to him again if I didn't tell him something.
So you gave him me to throw him off your trail?
Telling Chris that you blackmailed me means now we share a bond. Our hatred for you. Believe me, this is going to work to our advantage.
What makes you think Chris bought your story?
I bet he did. I can be very convincing.
Gary, come on in. What's up?
I found out why Courtney Canellis was posing as Marcia Cooper. She was coerced.
By who?
Frank Scanlon. Leave it to that loser to strong-arm a woman.
You see? You should have trusted your partner.
Give me a break. Trust and you don't belong in the same sentence. Partner.
This patient has suffered a possible aortic rupture. Blood pressure's very low. He needs surgery. Call special procedures. Set him up for an aortogram and tell the OR to stand by.
Yes, Dr. Burgess.
Who's on call? Who's on call, damn it?
I am.
Draw blood work. Get him to radiology.
You expect me to send flowers? You told Chris Ramsey that I forced you to set him up.
Well, I had to say something, Frank. He was on to
Yeah,
us.
you think he was on to us. You don't know. You double-crossed me. So from now on, I'm not lifting a finger to help you break up Joe and Karen, Toots.
You are a pathetic, petty man, and don't you call me Toots.
Petty? No, Toots, I'm vindictive. We had a deal, and you screwed me.
Frank, you're overreacting.
No, you told Chris Ramsey that I forced you to set up a bank account under Marcia Cooper's name. If he goes to Julie, or better yet, the cops, I could be looking at prison.
That's not going to happen.
You're damn right it's not going to happen, because I'm going to make sure that you take the rap for it, Toots.
Ramsey would have found a way to nail both of us sooner or later. I had to do something to gain his trust. And my lie worked. Chris believes you used me and that he and I are now allies.
Chris Ramsey doesn't trust you, Courtney, and neither do I.
Oh, Mary, I'm glad I caught you before you left.
Do you need me to do something?
Yes, I'm looking for the chart on Daryl McNabb in room 620. It's not in the files, it's not in the refile bin, and since you had it last...
Yes?
Well, I thought you might know where it is.
I know exactly where it is. Dr. Boardman requested the chart, and so I gave it to him.
Great, good, I'll just go get it from him.
Otherwise, of course, it would be in the files or the refile bin, as expected.
Good. I didn't mean to imply that you were careless at all with the file. I just wanted to find it.
I always follow strict regulations with the files. I'd never forgive myself if I misplaced something important.
Now, we have to be very careful not to spill anything on these invitations. I have to get the book back by tomorrow.
You're certainly getting involved in all these wedding plans.
Well, I want everything to be perfect. It's not every day a fella gets a second chance at happiness, you know.
I'm all for second chances. Kevin Collins.
Kevin, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to have dinner with you and Victor tonight.
What's wrong?
Well, Sebastian Dupree's just been brought in for emergency surgery.
Oh, is he stable?
Yes, Boardman is supervising.
Are you operating?
Along with Matt.
Matt is operating on the man who's trying to take Ellen away from him?
Well, he's the surgical resident on duty.
Does Ellen know about Sebastian's condition?
Yes, she's here to observe. Listen, I have to scrub up. I will talk to you later, okay?
All right. Eve can't make it. Ellen's friend is in a medical crisis. If you don't mind, I'd like to go down to the hospital and just see how Ellen's doing.
By all means. Please, send her our best.
Patient has extremely fragile tissue resulting from a connective tissue disorder.
Dr. Lambert, although you're Mr. Dupree's primary physician, I'm assigning the graft to Matt. He's had more experience in open heart, and this is a tricky case. You'll assist. Are you all right with that?
Absolutely.
Good. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Listen, you don't happen to have a file for woman in exam 4, do you?
Nope.
I can't find it. I looked in the files and in the refile bin.
Whatever you do, don't ask your mom where it is.
Why not?
Because I asked her about a file earlier. She took it as an accusation, and she made it very clear that she doesn't go around losing things.
Like some people.
Who lose rings.
Yeah, our good old mom, you know, she still razzes me about the time I lost a house key down a grate. I mean, I can't blame her for not forgetting about it. It's only been 22 years.
Yikes.
So losing a ring that has been in the family for generations ought to be good for a lot longer than that.
Just when things were going well with your mother, I had to go and lose her family ring.
But we found it. All right, she'll get over it.
When she's 80.
Karen, don't rush her.
I just got to do something about this.
Like what?
I don't know. Something. Discuss it with her.
Oh, trust me, I know my mother a lot better than you do. The best thing to do when she's ticked off is just stay out of her way.
Hey, Mary and Victor are at the recovery room. Let's take our break there, and I can clear the air.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Joe.
Hey, just make sure you bring your boxing gloves.
Hello, handsome.
Oh, I love it when you call me that. Promise me you'll never get glasses.
Where's Kevin?
We had to go to the hospital to help Ellen with something or other, so we're on our own. Now, you feel like doing some reading?
Oh, my goodness. Wedding invitation.
Well, I thought we should at least look. I mean, it'll be May before we know it. Now, I've also made some notes here about flowers and music and the reception hall.
You have put so much thought into this.
Oh, I'm having the time of my life. Everything I look at reminds me how lucky I am to have found you.
Hey, I hate to interrupt the lovebirds, but anybody interested in meatloaf? We're having a special.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, Mom.
You know, I haven't even looked at the menu yet. We've been so busy planning our wedding.
Oh, no more wedding planning. I get enough of that from Joe and Karen, though.
The nicest thing about a second wedding is having our kids there to support us, isn't it? I mean, sharing the joy and the warmth.
Okay. You two can talk about the wedding until you're blue in the face, but in the meantime, can I bring you something?
Oh, a couple of colas. We'll wait to order until our wedding coordinator gets here.
Courtney's coming?
Yeah, she's due here any minute.
Okay, finish resecting the proximal portion of the graft.
Administering 100 units, Bryn.
You need to move quickly.
The suture doesn't want to stay in the tissue.
His heart's been stopped for a while. We have to hurry.
Yeah, tell me about it. You leave this aorta clamp much longer, we're looking at potential paralysis.
Almost.
Okay, got it.
All right, let's warm them up.
There's another dissection located distally. See here?
He's right. We got a second leak.
All right, continue to keep the patient on bypass and start another graft immediately.
Come on, let's move it, people. This patient doesn't need more complications from spending too much time on bypass. You.
Kevin. I'm so glad you're here.
Eve called me.
I can't watch anymore.
Obviously, Sebastian means a lot to you.
He is such a warm man, Kevin. It's not fair.
No, it isn't. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to him. You all right?
I'm a little shaky. You know, I thought that I could stand there and watch them crack his chest open and repair his heart. But I couldn't. It is so hard to see him laying there so still and lifeless. It is not who he is at all.
Who is he?
I don't know everything about him, but I do know that he was so looking forward to going home to New Orleans. He was anxious to get back to his garden. He's got this herb garden in his backyard, and it's filled with gargoyles.
It sounds beautiful. Maybe a little scary.
It is. I had decided to go to New Orleans with him.
I'm sure that made him very happy.
It did. Even though he tried to convince me not to go.
He did?
Said it would disrupt my life. That it was unfair and selfish of him to ask. You know, he was thinking of me. Here his life could end at any moment. And he was thinking of me.
And knowing how you are once you make up your mind, you probably told him that you were going no matter what he said.
I did. You know, Kevin, Sebastian has opened up this window. This window that's so full of possibilities that I have never explored, and I am so afraid if that window closes, then I'll suffocate.
I know the feeling. When I first thought that I'd lost Eve in the avalanche, I saw my entire future vanish into thin air. But that's how I knew I loved her.
Sutures look good. You've resected and reinforced the aorta perfectly.
It's all in a day's work.
Body temperature?
Rising nicely. We can restart his heart at any time.
Good. Let's do it.
That's a sight to behold, huh?
It's maintaining a rhythm. Let's hope the pressure holds.
We'll wait a few more seconds.
We have some premature ventricular contractions.
PVC's not good. Patient is in VFib. We have VFib. Administer 100 milligrams of lidocaine. Get ready to internally defibrillate.
Charge to 10 joules, please.
Charge.
Clear.
He's out of cardiac arrest.
Let's get this man put back together.
That's pretty.
Now, any you like.
Too many.
Well, let's reduce it down a little bit. Do you like serif or sans serif?
What's the difference?
Serifs are the little lines at the top and bottom of the letters. See, like and the print.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, which do you like?
Well, which do you like?
I don't care. You choose.
Well, I want to choose what you choose.
Well, you know more about this
Oh,
than I do.
I don't think that...
I hope you're not squabbling.
Oh.
Our wedding coordinator just in time.
Looking at
Squabbling.
invitations?
Far from it. We're so darn agreeable, we can't make any headway at all.
Oh, well, you're lucky. Most couples spend so much time arguing about these things that they can barely stand to look at each other by the time they reach the altar.
Well, if we don't make a decision soon, we may not get to the altar.
Okay, I suggest you begin by making a few basic decisions about the type of wedding you like. What is your personal style? Casual, formal, intimate, lavish?
Oh, I see. And go from the little picture to the big picture, from the micro to the macro.
Yes, exactly. Now, I have a series of questionnaires for you to fill out that will guide you with each step. The size of your wedding, the budget, it really helps clarify things.
Oh, I like your approach.
Okay, here's the first questionnaire.
Great.
I'll leave you two alone for a few minutes to fill it out, and I'll be back.
Thank you.
Right.
Excuse me. Am I invisible?
What do you want?
A diet root beer.
You sure?
Why wouldn't I be sure?
Haven't you heard about vengeful waiters who do nasty things to their customers' food?
You know what? Forget it. If you're that angry, I'll just stay thirsty.
It doesn't feel so hard not to trust somebody, does it? You don't need to worry about your food. All you need to worry about is whether or not I tell Joe what you've been up to.
Sebastian's gonna be okay.
Oh, thank you, God.
It was touch and go.
I know. I left when you started the second graft.
Well, after the surgery, Sebastian went into arrest.
Oh, my God.
Matt did an internal cardiovert, and Sebastian pulled through.
What's the prognosis?
Well, it was a tough operation, but the second graft sutured in nicely, and there were no more leaks. I think Sebastian's gonna live longer than we expected.
Did you hear that?
I sure did.
Oh.
Ellen, if it wasn't for Matt noticing the second leak, Sebastian wouldn't have made it. Matt was brilliant in there.
Oh, good. Your mom and Victor are still here.
Karen, listen, why don't you wait, talk to my mother in private?
The longer I wait, the worse it's going to be.
You need company?
Oh,
Hey.
we're just planning our wedding. Hello.
Hello.
Joe, sit down. Here, come on.
You know what, Mom? I actually want to sit next to Victor and talk to him about some manly groom stuff.
You bet, big guy. What can I do for you?
Well, I was wondering if you had any honeymoon advice.
Your mother never taught you about the birds and the bees?
No, not that kind of advice. Where to go?
Oh, what a relief. Well, honeymoon destinations. The list is endless. There's Venice, of course, Grindelwald, Tahiti. I've been to all of them. I have a folder around here with all sorts of info. I must have left it at the bar.
Why don't you and I go look for it?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry.
You and Victor have put so much planning towards the wedding already.
Well, we're both very organized.
Yes, you are one of the most organized people I know, and that's what makes you a top-notch nurse.
Thank you. After you've worked in this field for a while, you'll find that sometimes nurses are more organized than doctors are.
Well, I hope to be as organized as you are someday. Seriously, Mary, you are a fabulous nurse.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Karen.
And, you know, when we're at work, if I ask you about a patient or a file name, there's no implied criticism there.
I have worked with doctors since before you were born. Those things do not affect me.
Good. That's pretty.
Oh, Courtney, where did you go?
I ran out to my car to get this binder.
Hey, Joe.
Karen? Hey, she's been helping us plan the wedding. You are so amazing.
Really? Great.
Okay. These are photos of several reception halls in town. That way you won't have to run around to look at them all.
Look at this.
That's wonderful.
You're so organized. Here, pull up a chair. Sit down right here. Could you move?
Anybody planning to order food? If not, I'm charging you table time.
You know, I'll have the special.
Oh, Joe, Courtney, now that I have the two of you together, I want to tell you something. I would be so happy if Neil could be our ring bearer.
Oh, that is so sweet.
He would love that.
Oh, are you kidding? Neil would be honored to be in his grandmother's wedding.
Thank you.
When did Courtney Canellos get nominated for sainthood around here?
I never really thought of it.
All of these...
Take him to ICU. Matt, good work.
You've told me what you did in there. Thank you.
Always glad to patch up competition. Keeps things interesting.
Well, I suppose I should go check on Sebastian in the ICU.
I guess so.
Hey, you okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, it was a tough surgery. And I don't mean just medically.
Well, when I go through those doors to the operating room, it's purely medical. Has to be.
Ellen didn't think Sebastian would make it.
He almost didn't.
It's not easy, you know.
What?
Almost losing someone you care about. When I thought that you had died, I didn't think I could live with it.
Well, I'm not going anywhere yet.
Glad to hear it.
However, sometimes when I think about that day, I think I did die. Just for a minute. I keep having these strange memories of the proverbial bright light and clouds. Well, and I remember desperately, desperately wanting to get back to you. But at the same time, feeling strangely at peace.
You weren't frightened?
No, not at all. In fact, I no longer view death as a horrible thing. I just see it as simply a transition.
I think death is harder on the people we leave behind.
If I had known this was going to happen, I would never have hesitated. I would have said yes the minute you asked. Get better, Sebastian. Take me to New Orleans.
What are you doing?
Keeping score.
What's the game?
It's called Who's Helping Who. See the marks here under my name? They are the points I've gotten so far for helping you break up Joe and Karen. Here's one for planting red panties in Joe's car, and another for telling Karen that Joe has a secret life, and another for telling Joe about my kissing Karen. Now, let's see here. How many points have you racked up for helping me bring down Chris Ramsey? Nothing.
Who planted the bug in Chris's apartment? Me. Who posed as Marsha Cooper so we could raid Julie's bank account to get the money to fool Chris? Me. Again.
You lost those points when you sold me out to Chris Ramsey.
I did not sell you out, Frank.
The hell you didn't. You told him that I blackmailed you into posing as Marsha Cooper.
Chris found out about the con. I had to give him a good reason why I did it so he would trust me again.
And what if Chris decides to tell Julie about what happened? If she blows the whistle, I'm screwed.
Chris won't do that.
The point is, you owe me.
What do you want?
We need to find out another way to bring down Chris Ramsey. I want you to make a new friend.
Who?
The one woman that he is genuinely infatuated with. Eve Lambert.
How's he doing? BP is 100 over 80. Vitals are good.
He slept fairly well during the night.
Were you here all night?
Yes.
Well, you could probably use some coffee or a bagel. You must be exhausted.
Well, Sebastian should be regaining consciousness any moment now. I don't want to leave to go to the cafeteria.
I think the cafeteria has come to you.
I'll be right back.
Take your time.
Thought you could use a little go power.
Thank you.
How's he doing?
He's stable.
Good.
You did great in the OR.
It's an interesting surgery. Good learning opportunity.
You saved his life.
It was my job.
Considering everything that's happened between us. Ellen? Sebastian's asking for you. I guess I should.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Hey.
Is this heaven? Because I see an angel.
You're in the ICU. And you're doing fine.
I could see it in your smile.
The surgery, it went better than expected.
They bought us some time together?
Yes. They did.
Danny's a good kid. He just needs a fair shot. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Just give him a job. Give him a job, and if anything goes wrong and you lose money, I'll reimburse you. How about that? All right, thanks, Carl. Danny Glass, I'll send him over. Okay. Good. Thanks, bye.
Who was that?
Oh, this guy I know. I'm trying to get one of these teenage kids that I've been working with a job. He needs to turn his life around.
Part of your community service hours, huh?
No, not exactly. I'm done with that.
Well, you're done with it? How?
Well, I've been working day and night to clean the slate so that Lucy and I can get to New York.
Can't tell you how proud I am of you for taking this service work so seriously.
Well, thanks for the kick in the pants you gave me, you know. I needed it.
Well, what do you hear about New York?
Well, this guy I hired went down to Indonesia, and he's got some proof that Bordiso is the one that hired those kids to work in the factory.
That's good news.
Yeah. So he's going to fly into New York tomorrow. Lucy and I are going to meet him there. She's already booked some television time. We're going to go on TV and expose Bordiso for the rat that he is.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, wait. Hello? What? All right, listen. Tell him not to worry. Tell him I'll take care of everything. Thanks.
So what's the matter?
If you're looking for Chris, I think he's in exam room 1, but the front desk nurse will know.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Oh.
I want your advice on a gift for Chris.
Oh, what's the occasion?
He's been so sweet to me lately, and I wanted to show my appreciation.
Oh, well, that's nice. Give him a box of chocolates or something.
Well, actually, I was thinking of something a little more personal.
Such as?
Do you know of any particular CDs he may like, or...?
No, nothing comes to mind.
Can you think of anything else he may care for?
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
Well, Eve, it seems to me that you're Chris's closest friend. And getting to know you better would really help me get to know him better. And, well, this is a really long way of saying I would love to buy you lunch.
Oh. Okay.
Great. How about today?
I don't have time.
Okay, well, how about tomorrow?
Obstructed bowel at 7:30, and who knows how long that'll take.
Well, whenever, then.
Okay, yeah. Whenever.
Bye.
Orthopedics, Dr. Christopher Mullen to orthopedics.
Courtney? Hey, I thought that was you. What are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course.
Well, I'm glad you came by. I've been concerned about you since you told me that Frank's been blackmailing you.
Oh, I've been able to handle Frank.
And I really don't like the idea of you being in the house with him. I want you out of there as soon as possible.
Chris, I can't do that. Neil loves it there, and with all the instability in his life, I couldn't possibly move him out of his house right now.
Look, Courtney, I hate the idea of you living in the same house with this guy.
Well, I'm not there right now. I'm with you. Buy me some coffee.
How's my favorite patient feeling?
I feel like I went 10 rounds with Muhammad Ali in his prime.
Really? Only 10?
I want to thank you.
Well, you can thank me when you're out of ICU.
Ellen told me that the surgery went well, and I suspect you were largely responsible.
It was a group effort. If you were going to single out someone, it wouldn't be me.
Who?
Matt Harmon. When he was stitching up your aortic tear, he noticed a second leak. And if he hadn't noticed the second leak, you wouldn't have made it through the night.
So I owe my life to the man who has the least reasons for saving it?
You deserve a rest.
You should get some sleep, too.
I'm fine. Sebastian wants to see you. Okay. Oh, no, not you, Ellen. Sebastian wants to see you, Matt.
Wanted to see me?
I want to thank you for saving my life.
I was just one member of the surgical team.
Eve told me that you spotted the second aortic leak.
Well, it's what any other doctor would do in this situation.
But you're not any doctor, and I'm not any patient.
Well, I think a good doctor always leaves his or her personal feelings outside the operating room.
I would think in different circumstances, we might be friends.
Well, these are the circumstances. We're in love with the same woman.
And you put me back in the running.
The doctor part of me is gratified the surgery went well. The other part of me thinks you might want to double-check your painkillers before you take them.
I hear you. But if it's any consolation, you and Ellen will have many years together after I'm gone.
I've learned the hard way that life is way too unpredictable to spend it waiting for something to happen.
I can't let Ellen go now that I've come this far.
Just don't try to justify your actions to yourself by saying, well, it's okay. Because Ellen will go back to Matt when I'm gone. See, by leaving with you, she's making a statement to me. And if our positions were switched, if I was the one that was trying to get Ellen to leave you for me, even if it was only for a weekend, well, I have no doubt that you would be as angry with her decision as I am right now.
And if our positions were switched, I have no doubt that you would still ask her to go.
Ellen. Hey, listen, I heard about Sebastian's surgery. I came right over. What's going on? What's happened with him?
It was touch and go for a while, but he came through it very well.
Oh, that's great. That's so good.
Yes, as a matter of fact, the surgery went so well that there's now an excellent chance that Sebastian may live as much as a year longer than expected.
Wow. That's so terrific. You know, you don't look all that thrilled, though.
I am. For Sebastian.
I am sensing this is something about Matt, too, huh?
Matt's the one that performed the surgery.
Matt actually did that?
Yes. He saved Sebastian's life.
Wow. You know, I can't get over that. This world is so filled with so much irony, isn't it?
You have no idea. Matt and I broke up yesterday.
What happened?
I told him I was going to New Orleans with Sebastian. I tried to make Matt understand that it didn't mean I loved him any less, but he said he was not going to be waiting for me when I got back.
I am so sorry that happened. I'm really sorry.
You know, if Sebastian had never come, I would never have been faced with his choice. Or if he'd come and he wasn't dying, I would have had time to sort out how I feel about him, but there was no time. I had to make a choice.
Yeah, so I get it. Now you're not so sure you've made the right choice.
I feel like I'm being torn in two because I care so much for the both of them.
Oh, boy. Okay, listen, I'm supposed to be on my way over to meet Felicia for lunch, but I'm going to call her on my little phone right here and tell her I'm not coming.
No. Don't do that.
But, Ellen, I want to
The
stay.
truth is, Lucy, there is no way to know what the right decision is. I've hurt Matt terribly, but Sebastian is dying. I lost that connection with him once. I don't want to do it again.
He's a good kid. Now, I got him a job. Now, this job is going to go away if this thing goes to trial. Yeah, I know, but can you do something before the arraignment? Come on, do me a favor. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Thanks, Garcia. Bye. Cops.
What'd Garcia say?
Nothing. There's nothing he can do. Hi, Gayle.
Hi, sweetheart. What's the matter?
One of these teenage kids I've been working with just got himself arrested.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll find a way to help him out.
Maybe. So what's up?
Well, I just wondered if there were any special instructions for Serena while you're in New York.
I may not be going.
What do you mean you may not be going? You gotta go to get the drop on Bordizo.
Yeah, I know, Lee, but with this kid's record, if I don't help him, eventually he's gonna end up in Sing Sing.
Hey, you know, I've been thinking about your predicament.
What predicament?
With Frank. You have to do something. I understand that you can't move out of the Scanlon house, but you have to report him to the police.
No.
He's been blackmailing you. That's a felony.
I can't go to the police. Frank knows I didn't report the money from the Canellas payoff to the IRS. He'll go to the IRS, and I'll end up in jail.
Now, it's not too late to report that income.
Of course it is.
No, it isn't. All you have to do is file an amended return.
And pay the tax, and pay the penalties. Do you really want me to pay that?
Why not? You can afford it now. Come on, why cheat when you don't have to? Besides, those taxes, they go to pay for roads and schools, hospitals.
When did you become such a law-abiding citizen?
Look, I know I've bent a few rules here, but I draw the line at blackmail. And what Frank did to you is despicable. It's your duty to put him behind bars.
Scotty, look, as long as I'm here, why don't I take Serena to dinner, and I'll give you a little more time to work on this young man's case.
Thanks. Take her for some stone crabs, all right? Okay. I'm gonna call Lucy and tell her this trip is off.
I got a break in my schedule. I can handle Danny's arraignment.
I can't ask you to do that.
You want to help? So do I. I promise you, I won't let Danny or you down.
He's gonna get a great lawyer.
Well, you need to get me up to speed. Let's get to work, huh?
Hey. Ooh, you look beat.
Yeah, I am. My neck is killing me.
Come here, turn around.
Oh,
There he is.
thank you. That feels great.
You've had a rough 24 hours, haven't you? Why don't you go home?
No, I'm waiting for Sebastian's test results. I want to see what they are. Ellen's on pins and needles.
You don't actually expect me to care, do you?
Oh, come on. That business with Matt and Ellen in the Quartermain Award was nearly a year ago. Haven't you given up on that yet?
I like to hold a grudge.
Dr. Smith.
Yeah, well, you better hope Frank Scanlon doesn't feel the same way, because if anyone has a reason to hold a grudge against you, it's Frank.
Yeah, well, Frank Scanlon is a loser. Just made his last mistake.
What happened?
He's blackmailing Courtney to pull in some sort of scam, and I'm going to make him pay for it.
Who told you that?
Courtney.
Wait a minute. A few days ago, I asked you about Courtney, and you said, Courtney who? Now, all of a sudden, you're her white knight? I thought you didn't trust anyone.
I don't. Except you, of course.
What about Courtney?
Jury's still out on her.
How'd it go with Eve? Any bonding?
Oh, I'm working on it.
You didn't ask her out to lunch or dinner or something?
Well, she's not exactly the friendliest person in the world. At least not to me.
What aren't you telling me?
I ran into Chris at the hospital.
And?
And he's furious that you blackmailed me into posing as Marcia Cooper.
And?
He wants me to report you to the police.
What? Oh, that son of a... This is all your fault. You got me into this, and you had better get me out.
Are those Sebastian's test results?
Yes. I'm sorry. The surgery corrected the ascending aortic aneurysm, but nothing could correct the problem the way we had hoped. We bought Sebastian a little bit of time, but not a year. Not anything close to that. A month. Maybe 2 before something like this happens again. Maybe I should go tell him. No, let me, please. Yeah, go ahead.
It didn't work, did it? I thought finding you would make the world stop. But I guess that's too much even for you.
However much time we have, we're gonna make the most of it.